Welcome to the first ever episode on this new video channel, My Cancer Journey, Cancer Diaries. I decided a couple of months ago that I thought it would be a great idea to start a channel covering all the highs, all the lows, and what really happens on a cancer journey. When I first got the news of cancer, and like anybody, first reaction for me anyway was to try and go onto the internet and try and get a feel for what it was going to be like, what were the highs, what were the lows, and I couldn't really find anything, and it was quite a lonely place. So if by doing this video site on YouTube that we can help a single person, then it's going to all be worth it. I am not one for social media, Facebook, etc. I like to previously keep my personal life personal. So this is quite a big deal for me to do this. Today is actually November the 25th, 300 days since I actually had my operation. And there's been many highs and lows, but I have been making videos, talking to the camera since, I think early September. So there will be content to follow, but before I put those up, I wanted to do a quick introduction to myself, to, where has he gone? Brian the dog, who you'll see on many of the videos that I've made, and there'll also be plenty of action from Miss Emma, which is actually my partner, known as Miss M.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm Mark's partner. We've been together now for 5 years, and I'm on this journey with him. He wants me to just put a small introduction together, so I'm just saying hello and welcome to the channel. We are on this journey together, Mark and I. Obviously he's the one that's battling cancer and treatment, and I like to think that I'm there to support him and just be by his side for whatever comes our way next.
She'll be coming onto the channel, she'll be posting her own videos, she'll be posting with me to try and give the other angle from how cancer affects the partner, who, let's be right, probably shoulders as much, if not more, of the stress and the pressure that goes along with cancer. So I'll give you a little bit of background of how I actually got here. I'll put the kettle on while I'm standing here. I wanted to give you a brief bit of background to both myself and how this journey started. So as I previously said, my name's Mark. I'm actually 63 years old now. I got the news of cancer when I was 62. I'm Nottingham born and bred, massive Forest fan. Don't let that put you off. But also follow the Nottingham Panthers. That was easy for me to say, wasn't it? So my journey started really with, I had quite a long period, probably over a year, of just feeling very tired. I had no energy. I was able to take naps in the afternoon, and nothing strange in that really. But then I also developed a cough that was just such a niggly, horrible cough. I just could not get rid of it. And I had several visits to my doctor, trying to get rid of it. To be honest, the cough was driving me nuts in the end. And the results of those visits was that the doctor last February February 24, actually sent me to the Queen's Med for an X-ray, and I didn't actually know at the time, but obviously chest infection. They took an X-ray of my chest and not actually my whole stomach, kidney area. So things got missed a little bit. But anyway, I continued to be poorly and continued visiting the doctor. And same sort of results, really. So things started to really move on. I'll get down to it because I don't want to go into too much detail on this video. If down the line people want to know more, if you put a comment in, and I'll go into a lot more depth. But it basically started out, I was going to see going to Forest to watch Forest versus Ipswich, when I think that's late December anyway, I can't remember the exact date. And normal routine, before I left the house, I went for a quick pee. And while I was standing there, I noticed a big, horrible, red, clumpy blood clot, whatever the word, a big lump of blood came out. And I thought, that's not good. Obviously, I didn't need to be Sherlock Holmes to pull that conclusion from that. But anyway, I still went to the game, and on my walk there, I was just coughing and spluttering, but entered the ground all the same. But after 20 minutes, I was just so bad, so poorly. I felt awful, like so bad that I've never felt like before. I can't deny, I actually thought, shit, is this it? Am I going to die here? That's how bad I felt. So I left the ground. Fortunately, there was a taxi outside, and got myself home, and straight to sleep on the sofa. Things then went along until it got to this state. I went back to the doctor, who thought that I actually had it could be a bladder infection. Course of antibiotics, of course, it did nothing. And then later on, mid-December, went for a tea with my daughter, and couldn't eat, couldn't drink, just needed to get the hell out of there. And on the Friday morning, that was a Thursday, went to see the doctor. My doctor wasn't there. It was his day off. Saw another doctor who could actually see the state I was in. Gave me a thorough examination. And then on the Monday, I got a phone call, bright and breezy, at 8 o'clock from my doctor. I recognised the number, and I thought, this isn't great. And he informed me I needed to go straight to the Queen's Medical Centre to a special reception area, and off I went. Upon arrival there, the first thing they did was give me some bloods. The bloods report was like traffic light. Every single indicator was way off the chart. They gave me I had 2 8-hour sessions on the bounce of insulin, and blood test. I had a CT scan, and it was all going off. They then came the bombshell of the first visit, that, well, the first time I'd actually spoke to a doctor and managed to ask some questions. The question I wanted to know is, because I'd been given the news that they thought it was cancer was a possibility, was how long? And she said, you've possibly only got weeks to live. Yeah, weeks. Wow, that yeah, where do you go from there? My thoughts was of all the things I still had to do in life. My daughters, kids, Miss Emma, lots of things I still wanted to do and achieve. The results, as the day went on, they thought that the cancer had actually spread also to my liver, which was why they came to the conclusion that, literally weeks, there was nothing they was going to be able to offer me as a solution. So that was the start of the journey. I did get let out in 23rd of December, I think it was, to send me home for Christmas. But by this point, well, by the point I'd gone there, but I was rapidly going downhill. After I spoke to the surgeon, after he actually said I was 9 out of 10 dead. But I'm sure, having looked at the picture, you could see the state of what it did to me in a very short time. I also couldn't eat. I couldn't eat a thing in that period. The food just tasted vile. It was like a metal taste. As soon as I put the first mouthful in, it was just impossible. And as I monitored my weight, I was losing, as I say, 2 pounds a day, and went down to 11 stone, which is, way down for me. But I went through the various more tests. My iron was the main issue. I had to have 2 iron injections, which slowed down the surgery because my iron levels were so low, and I was only allowed. I had to have a 7-day period between the infusions, which I did, and then before the operation, you have to see more scans. I have to see the anaesthetist, which I thought was a quick. Why am I even having to see it? But having been through an hour and a half of content with her, you realise there's a hell of a lot more to that game than. Well, I thought anyway. It's like wizard level stuff to keep me alive. But the best thing to come out of that meeting was that she strongly recommended I had a epidural drip. That's wrong. An epidural needle in the back, because I'd get the benefit, and that I duly did. So that was January the 29th. There's been lots of ups and downs since then, long, painful recovery. The recovery after the surgery was, as you imagine it, it was very, very painful. There's no point sugarcoating it for anybody that's about to set off on the journey. And if you are, I really feel for you, but you can get through that. There are amazing staff in the NHS. I actually had Bupa, but chose the NHS after meeting my surgeon, who, an absolute amazing guy, gave me full confidence. Mr. Bratt, who should walk around with a cape on all day, really. And every member of staff that I met along this journey have been absolutely incredible. So, you'll be in safe hands. But the pain after the surgery was like, I've never experienced and don't want to experience anything like it again. The morphine that I was given, which was an oral dose along with some other painkillers, but the morphine every 2 hours that moved to 4 hours when I was at home got me through that. But there were times that I was begging Emma for more. That was then. Today I'm 300 days past the operation. It's Tuesday, the day before the budget. As you can see, you will be able to see, I've got, I think it's Sky on, who are trying to explain what may or may not happen in the budget. But the next video you'll see will be from early part of September, I think it'll be. And you can follow the journey, the good, the bad and the ugly. And it's been one hell of a tough ride already. lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of downs. I did say that twice deliberately. So, you know, if you'd like to see how this journey is unfolding, then please subscribe to the channel, and, you know, ring the bell so you can see the next time I post a video, and there'll be quite a few short videos. It's a pretty non-stop journey.